Hi, today let's learn about this beautiful underpopulated country called Botswana that people assume many times. You are going to be shocked. Kindly leave a comment for me to help me improve and also subscribe to our channel. Botswana, officially the Republic of Botswana, is a landlocked country in southern Africa. Botswana is flat, with approximately 70% of its territory being the Kalahari Desert. It is bordered by South Africa to the south and southeast, Namibia to the west and north, and Zimbabwe to the northeast. A country of slightly over 2.3 million people, Botswana is one of the most sparsely populated countries in the world. It is essentially the nation-state of the Tswana, who make up 79% of the population. About 11.6% of the population lives in the capital and largest city, Gaborone. Formerly one of the world's poorest countries with a GDP per capita of about $70 per year in the late 1960s, it has since transformed itself into an upper-middle-income country, with one of the world's fastest-growing economies. The Tswana ethnic group were descended mainly from Bantu-speaking tribes who migrated southward of Africa to modern Botswana. In 1885, the British colonized the area and declared a protectorate under the name of Bechuanaland. With a consistent record of uninterrupted democratic elections and the lowest perceived corruption ranking in Africa since at least 1998, although it is effectively a one-party state, as the Botswana Democratic Party has held majority power ever since it became an independent country. The economy is dominated by mining and tourism. Botswana has a GDP, purchasing power parity, per capita of about $18,113 as of 2021, one of the highest in sub-Saharan Africa. Botswana is the world's biggest diamond-producing country in the world. Its relatively high gross national income per capita, by some estimates the fourth largest in Africa, gives the country a relatively high standard of living and the third highest Human Development Index of continental sub-Saharan Africa, after Gabon and South Africa. Botswana is the first African country to host Forbes 30 Under 30 and the Netball World Youth Cup. Botswana is a member of the Southern African Customs Union, the Southern African Development Community, the Commonwealth of Nations, and the United Nations. The country has been adversely affected by the HIV/AIDS epidemic. In 2002, Botswana became the first country to offer antiretroviral drugs, ARVs, to help combat the epidemic. Despite the launch of programs to make treatment available and to educate the populace about the epidemic, the number of people with AIDS rose from 290,000 in 2005 to 320,000 in 2013. As of 2014, Botswana had the third highest prevalence rate for HIV/AIDS, with roughly 20% of the population infected. However, in recent years the country has made strides in combating HIV/AIDS, with efforts being made to provide proper treatment and lower the rate of mother-to-child transmission. Botswana faces two major environmental problems, drought and desertification, which are heavily linked. 3/4 of the country's human and animal populations depend on groundwater due to drought. Groundwater use through deep borehole drilling has somewhat eased the effects of drought. Surface water is scarce in Botswana and less than 5% of the agriculture in the country is sustainable by rainfall. In the remaining 95% of the country, raising livestock is the primary source of rural income. Approximately 71% of the country's land is used for communal grazing. Since raising livestock has been profitable for the people of Botswana, they continue to exploit the land with dramatically increasing numbers of animals. From 1966 to 1991, the livestock population grew from 1.7 million to 5.5 million, 2 times more than the population in Botswana. Similarly, the human population has increased from 574,000 in 1971 to 1.5 million in 1995, a 161% increase in 24 years. Over 50% of all households in Botswana own cattle, which is currently the largest single source of rural income. Until June 2019, homosexual acts were illegal in Botswana. A Botswana High Court decision of June 11 of that year struck down provisions in the criminal code that punished carnal knowledge of any person against the order of nature, making Botswana one of 22 African countries that have either decriminalized or legalized homosexual acts. Capital punishment is a legal penalty for murder in Botswana, and executions are carried out by hanging. Botswana's Orapa mine is the largest diamond mine in the world in terms of value and quantity of carats produced annually. Estimated to have produced over 11 million carats in 2013, with an average price of $145/carat. The Orapa mine was estimated to produce over $1.6 billion worth of diamonds in 2013. As of 2012, the Tswana are the majority ethnic group in Botswana, making up approximately 79% of the population, followed by Kalanga at 11% and the San, Basarwe, at 3%. The remaining 7% is made up of white Botswana/European Botswana, Indians, and a number of other smaller Southern African ethnic groups. Botswana is planning to use science and technology to diversify its economy and thereby reduce its dependence on diamond mining. To this end, the government has set up 6 hubs since 2008, in the agriculture, diamonds, innovation, transport, health, and education sectors. Botswana has been hit very hard by the AIDS pandemic. In 2006 it was estimated that life expectancy at birth had dropped from 65 to 35 years. The prevalence of HIV/AIDS in Botswana was estimated at 25.4% for adults aged 15 to 49 in 2009. In 2003, the government began a comprehensive program involving free or cheap generic antiretroviral drugs as well as an information campaign designed to stop the spread of the virus. In 2013, over 40% of adults in Botswana had access to antiretroviral therapy. Tourism. The Botswana Tourism Organization is the country's official tourism group. Primarily, tourists visit Gaborone due to the city having numerous activities for visitors. With numerous game reserves having numerous animals, you will not run short of things to make you happy if you visit Botswana. Kindly subscribe to my channel to encourage me.